it's time for a new challenge. Crossing an ocean using high-end electronic navigation equipment.
AIS coverage all across the North Sea.
Creates a very safe and easy way to locate your position and to monitor the environments. Back in the old days, this was absent, and you had to rely completely on your experience, eyes and guts. This way of navigation has always intrigued me. So how about switching all of the navigation off, to then set my course westward into the big, wild North Sea. To make it most interesting and challenging, how about setting the destination to a tiny island? Located 200 miles away, sitting just on the edge between the North Sea and the huge North Atlantic Ocean. Let's see if we can find our way only by using a compass to the incredible island of Fair Isle. It was late night at 2200 in Haugesund. My family had arrived to show some support for my departure.
Okay, then we're ready for Haugesund, Fair Isle across the North Sea without navigation, only compass. How do you feel?
And if it doesn't work, you can do this.
Yeah.
Feel the wind.
Yeah, something like that. What's funny is that you can sit home and follow the tracking, and it's a bit unfair. I don't know anything. You know more than me. But,
maybe you're headed to Canada.
Maybe, you never know. Yeah, to the Northwest Passage, you never know. Right, so that's me ready to go. So if you are ready, I am.
We are ready.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's do it.
And with that, we are suddenly off to what was to become
Aanderaa. Yeah.
a new incredible adventure. I decided to depart late at night to be sure to arrive Fair Isle in daylight 35 hours later.
So now I can just enjoy a couple of hours with autopilot on all my systems, navigation systems on. And when I get away from shore, from the last lighthouse called Sailwear, I will switch everything off and try to find my compass course.
Leaving my family and a safe harbor in the middle of the night felt contradictory. Especially knowing that the city was now going to sleep, while I set my course into the complete darkness of shore. The last strobes from the lighthouse guided me steadily away from the rocky shores heading westwards. I only took a couple of screenshots of the weather reports on my phone to bring with me. It predicted a southerly breeze the first half, then up to a strong breeze the last part. I could only hope it was correct.
Okay, so we're passing the last sight of land, Sailwear Lighthouse. That's our last point. So from here I'm going to turn Tessie towards Fair Isle. I'm going to look at the chart plotters on the COG, course over ground, and I will align the compasses and see what numbers we get. And I will turn off all the navigation here, and from here we are going by compass only. There will be quite some magnetic differences along the course line to Fair Isle, so the compass reading will not be very accurate. So it's going to be very exciting to see where we end up. So one of my compasses is this beautiful, this one. Oh, it's a lot of, from the engine probably, magnetic. And I got this from Ian Horn on Shetland. Thank you, Ian. It's made in 1854, and it used to sit on a boat, a wooden boat, Shetland fishing boat called a six-reen. It's a rowing boat with a sail, 30 foot, and I was fishing along the coast of Shetland in the mid-1800s. So now it's with me, and I'm going to use it to find Fair Isle together with other compasses on board. Alright, so now Tessie is going straight westwards on autopilot, and the autopilot course says 269, 270. The pedestal compass says 265, 260. And the old compass says pretty much straight west now. If I get my camera too close, it's starting to turn. we are on course, and I'm obviously going to use autopilot because I can't steer by hand all the time 24/7. I need some rest. So the autopilot is also going on its own compass, the same way as the other ones, magnetic compasses. So it's not any more accurate than the other compasses. And when the wind picks up tomorrow morning, we will steer by hydrovane the rest of the way. 8 knots of wind, so let's get that geno out before we turn off the chart plotters. It's time to switch off the navigation here. I was like really thinking of it. I don't want to do it. That just shows how dependent I made myself of the electronic navigation. But now it's time to man up and get back to the good old days, like the Vikings did it. All right, here we go. Let's start with the outside plotters, 1, 2, 3, and then the axiom in the cabin. And that's it. Off and off. So I decided to keep 250 on the compass here. That's a little bit south of Fair Isle. So tomorrow we're gonna have southerly winds, and then I'm on the correct side, upside of Fair Isle. I still have the wind display on, and obviously the autopilot, and I can see the speed through water and still the speed over ground here, but I don't have any log, so I don't know how far I've traveled, so it's not going to help me very much anyway with figuring out how far I got. I just have to anticipate it. Alright, so while I'm trying to figure out where I am, maybe we could take a look at the very kind sponsor of this video, Sailwear, and I'll see you in a bit.
I might not know where I am, but I'm sure I will at least end up somewhere at the end. Wherever it is, as long as there is some level of cellular coverage, Sailwear will help me get back online.
So I am on Shetland Lerwick now, and I'm using my Sailwear subscription to get access to data roaming, to have internet connection. And it's really easy. All modern phones has eSIM built in. You just download the Sailwear app on your phone, create an account, and choose a data plan for your needs, dependent on where in the world you are. That's it. You have Sailwear activated on your eSIM, and you can surf away on your phone and be connected.
No need for that endless search for expensive SIM card data plan deals. With Sailwear, it's all built into your phone.
So that's the first thing I do, is to start the data plan when I arrive in the new country.
You can additionally activate web protection and ad blocker to surf safer and save mobile data. So scan this QR code to check out Sailwear and use code Erik Aanderaa to get a 15% discount when activating your preferred data plan. Let's move back on the boat to see what is lurking in the dark ahead.
So we have some very thick fog here, and we are in the middle of traffic, the main traffic lane. That's where the big boats is going north and south. So I can't say it feels very safe, not knowing if any ship is coming. I think just for my own safety, I want to do a couple of sweeps with the radar and see on the AIS. This is a little bit crazy. We have a boat here, Karen Lehmann, but it's 1 mile CPA, so it's no danger. Somewhere over here. But the radar doesn't reveal my position, so I have no idea how far I've gotten or anything. So yes, of course I can just check the chart plotter and make it all a big fat lie, but that would be completely pointless of me to do something like that and go through all this and just for a big lie. So I'm not that good of an actor that I could cheat myself all over the North Sea, checking my position and then act surprised when I see Fair Isle in front of me.
Every 2 hours I set my estimated position at an assumed 6 knots boat speed. That's 12 nautical miles sailed every second hour.
There, 27 miles off the coast of Norway. And the fog has disappeared, so I can see a little bit of horizon in front of me. So that's good. That's a positive sign for the day that is coming when it's daylight.
The morning sun occurred, revealing a beautiful day. The compass course had been followed steadily for 12 hours.
Okay, so the Genoa is out and we're doing already 5.8. So let's put that gory folding propeller into reverse to let it fold. Engine off and reverse. Yeah, not bad. 5.6 and 7.5 wind. I'm happy with that.
With a constant tiny worry, I kept following the course across the big blue ocean. With the magnetic differences out here, it was impossible to tell where exactly the bow was pointing. All I knew was that some kind of land was hidden behind that horizon.
Well, cheers. It's a beautiful life, that's for sure. So I think it's hydrovane time. We can slide this out. So now the wheel is secured. We try to maintain a course on 250 as usual. So now it's 260. A little bit more to port. Some back and forth, but we'll try. We'll try this. Great. Wow. Pretty much westwards on this one. Not too shabby. So let's switch off the autopilot as well. That's going to take away the autopilot and the wind system. And we're about 70 miles off the coast of Norway now, I think. That's going to leave us 130 miles with hydrovane and all systems off. Incredible.
The reported weather change was here and the wind picked up, heeling the boat over. A slightly worrying sound started to develop.
I can see and hear that the shrouds on the lower side is very loose now and they are making a lot of sound, and shouldn't be like that, they should be tighter. So I need to go up and take a line and tighten it up into the center of the boat.
The spreader horn, together with the upper and lower shroud, was dangling around violently, all the way from the mast top down to deck. Easiest choice was to utilize the Gennaker halyard and tie it around the turnbuckles, and then tied it all up against one of the deck winches. This was the best I could do until we got it properly fixed in port.
The wind has picked up a little bit as expected. I don't know, I've turned everything off, but I think it's about 14, 15, 16 knots now. So I'll put the first reef in the mainsail.
I adjusted Tessie to the increasing winds. While working on deck, I noticed a surprising sight emerging in the horizon. I was about to get my first clue revealing my position.
Ha! So I know where I am now. I'm passing some platforms here, and I'm going a little bit too close to comfort for the Equinor Marine, which is controlling the area here, and they called me up and they asked me what side of Ringhorn I was planning to pass, and yeah, okay, so that's obviously Ringhorn. There's a lot of them here, so I didn't know which was which, but now I have a very good position accuracy. So yeah, great. I totally forgot to hoist my flags. Cool, and the birdies in my shop on my website. Just had to say it, just had to say it. I used to work as a first officer on supply ships like that, like the one we just passed. But I have to be honest, I would much rather be here on board Tessie in the wide North Sea than on a big bridge on that supply vessel. So it was fun days, but nothing beats this.
By passing the platform field, we also crossed the halfway mark. With the North Sea winds pushing Tessie full speed into the waves, I had limited time to celebrate the occasion. Before we knew it, our position fix was way behind us, leaving us back into the unknown.
So now we are on our own again. Ringhorne is disappearing in the horizon, and it's back to basics, back to compass. So the heater is on and need a little rest. So let's see what the night brings.
Out here, it usually don't take long before something or somebody calls you back on watch.
Somebody's calling us again. The station calling sailing vessel Tessie, channel 16.
Channel 06, please.
06. So that's the guard vessel calling me about the Harding oil platform. So he wanted me to go 1 mile south of it, but that's just where I'm going now. Perfect. Passing Harding platform.
At least it gave us one more bonus position fix. From here, my gut feeling told me to alter my course, somewhat northwestwards. I really had no idea where exactly to aim. Soon, one worry were overtaken by another.
Time is 0048, and I was trying to relax a little bit, and suddenly I heard the noise of running water, splashing water under the floorboards. Looks like this. I don't know why at all. It's quite a bit. A couple of hours ago it was completely dry, but now it's like this. What's happening? And the wind has increased and the wave has increased, and everything is coming up. Probably some tidal or some ocean currents picking up as well. So we might have to take a sail check. We have too much foresail up, I think, and the boat is going some off course. And the waves are starting to come on deck. It's a little quieter. Lost a couple of tents, but that's worth the while to get a more calm boat. Why does everything happen when the waves are big and it's pitch black dark outside? Perfect. Okay, so last figures. This is where we are now. 20 miles left to Fair Isle. Might be more, might be less, I don't know, but that's my figures. But I'm gonna steer more westerly course now, because I think we are like this somewhere, and I don't want to go to the north, end up in the north side, because then I have to tack myself back up to Fair Isle. So I want to go to be sure to, or hope to get on the south side of the island. That means downwind down to the entrance. But we need to scout for land within a couple of hours. That's the moon, not for a while. No blinks yet from the lighthouses. Wow, it's 7 o'clock and I can see Fair Isle. It suddenly popped up in the horizon. Right, let's get out. That's incredible. What I believe at least is Fair Isle. It's over here. Can't see it on the GoPro probably, but it's a blinking light. I guess it's the south lighthouse of Fair Isle. Oh, the waves are too big now. It's right over here.
I was sure the tiny blink came from the south lighthouse on Fair Isle, but the truth was soon to be discovered.
It has to be it. It has to be it. It can't be Shetland, then I would see. If that is Shetland, I would definitely see Fair Isle up here. But I don't. So it has to be down here. Let's turn the boat around towards it. That was a lucky shot. Wow.
In my mind, this was my estimated position, looking northwestwards to Fair Isle. In reality, I was way more north, and the blink was actually Sunburg Head Lighthouse on Shetland.
Good job, Hydrovane.
Being full of enthusiasm, I turned Tessie towards the light and kept going.
Incredible. Only by compass. Not bad. Now that allows for a good celebration with a hot coffee. Wow. I haven't been sleeping properly for 35 hours. Just on and off every second hour to get the position and to try to keep somewhat sensible course.
Maritime Safety Information Broadcasters are now on VHF Channel 63, Channel 63. Out.
Shetland Coast Guard. It's a good sign that we're here.
I was obliviously closing into the Shetland coast when something caught the corner of my eye.
I'll be damned. What I believe is Fair Isle. I can see now is the south point of Shetland, the Sunburg Head. And I turn my head to the port side left and I can see a lump of rocks over here. And that has to be Fair Isle. It's not easy when you can't see shore properly before you're close. So we need to go back west again into the wind. Let's go. Oh, this is the day. I'll disappear again. Where did it go? Should be somewhere up here. But there we go. I'll let the autopilot steer the last miles to be sure to hit the little rock. So the boat is tilted over and here comes the water. I have no idea where all that water came in. It's one of Earth's mysteries. Where did the water come from?
With only a few miles left, I took the liberty of taking a short shut-eye before the island came close enough to start planning the arrival.
So we need to tack our way a couple of hours more now. We'll go for 1 hour more. Then we'll tack around and take the rest 3-4 nautical miles into the harbor. So it's a cool way to navigate, just to navigate along the shores and see what you can recognize and not, and figure out where you are.
In increasing winds, we pushed on towards the little chest of gold. It was an incredibly rewarding sensation to see Fair Isle finally come up close.
Okay, we're closing it to the island here, so I think I don't have any better map than this, so we need some on the chart plotter. Let's see. There we go. And there we go. Mast screen. Okay, there you are. I'm going to admit I have missed it a little bit, so we're definitely closing into it. And Fair Isle is actually on the line between the Atlantic Ocean and the North Sea, and now I'm a little bit on the west side of that line, so I'm actually entering the Atlantic Ocean, which is incredible, and I can instantly see that the swells are much bigger here, like huge ocean-going swells coming in here.
The seas calmed down as we came into shelter behind the landmass. A rugged yet beautiful coastline appeared, but there are also a lot of ocean currents running all around the island. In most cases, a spectacular place on the planet always comes with a challenge. Arriving on the sheltered side of the island, the ocean currents let me pass safely, at least for this time.
Absolutely beautiful. We need to take that mainsail down now. Just gonna put you up here.
I don't believe I'm completely safe until I see the harbor entrance a few hundred meters in front of me. Now we were here.
So here we are. Just going into the entrance here, and I'm gonna find the big fenders behind here and make myself a little nest.
The entrance is narrow before opening up into a beautiful lagoon. A solid concrete wharf provides a somewhat safe spot to tie up. The owner of the new bird observatory just up the hill came biking down to greet me, and he told me I'm the first visitor yacht of the year. That's one for the logbook.
I'll be darned. Haugesund Fair Isle by compass. I call that success, isn't it? That's success? Yeah. Very happy. I'm a little bit proud, I have to say. Never done that before, but here we are. What a beautiful, beautiful place. So there's only one way to celebrate this, with a good beer and a whiskey. Floki Icelandic single malt whiskey. 47%. That's gonna leave a mark. So cheers. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Why stop there? A little Njord beer mug. Cheers. Oh goddamn, yeah. And tomorrow, after a good day rest, I will check out the island of Fair Isle again and give you the tour. See you tomorrow. Good morning on Fair Isle. I had a good night's sleep and my energy is back, and I'm gonna explore the island now. So Tess is over here and they're doing a big project here now, building a new slipway for the Sea Shepherd, the ferry between Shetland and Fair Isle. And I also heard they're getting a new bigger boat, bigger ferry, I'm not sure. But now I will head up to the bird observatory to say hello. I heard there's a laundry and a pub and whatnot in that place, so let's check it out. So here it is, the bird observatory. The old one burned down in an accident many years ago, and they rebuilt it with this, and it looks to be strong enough to take some wind and storms. So, here we are. Not sure how to use this. Showers and facilities. Looks really good. Boot room. Please remove outdoor footwear. Let's do so. Welcome to Fair Isle Bird Observatory. Thank you. Big map of Fair Isle. Cool. So Tessie is here, and now the bird observatory is here, and I'm gonna hike all the way up here to the North Lighthouse up there. Lounge and bar. Look at this. Wow. Incredible. Look at that view. Huh. There's Tessie. Looks a bit close today. They have a snack bar here. And the Fair Isle knitting wear. Cool. Books, tea, coffee. That's the bar. Maybe it opens later today. Okay, let's head out to the North Lighthouse. So I met one of the staff in there, and they said that everything is actually closed, but due to the construction work they are accommodating the workers in the cabins there. But I was welcome to use the facilities and get a shower and have a cup of tea. Love it. So all the way up there somewhere. I think it's about 30 minutes walk from here. Beautiful, quiet, open space landscape. There's no puffins here. I was actually coming here to hopefully see some. I learned from the staff in the observatory that the puffins are way offshore in the winter, living off the sea, and then they come in in springtime and summer and start nesting here and living here. So that's absolutely incredible how they can survive only staying out at sea for months at a time, midwinter. That's rough. And here we are, North Lighthouse. Great to see you again. Fair Isle North Lighthouse, made by the Stevenson brothers, of course. Unfortunately, it's no access beyond this point, so probably because of the unstable grounds out to the foghorn there. So I guess it's time for the drone to fly.
So here I am, completely isolated on an island in the middle of the ocean, yet surrounded by the most breathtaking view imaginable. The North Lighthouse was established in 1892. The old, now closed off foghorn made sure its horn was heard 30 miles away when the fog set in. And with 2 short blinks every 30 seconds, it has led mariners to safety for 134 years to this day. Now, let's go on and keep exploring this mysterious place.
Now, let's go to the store. I'm hungry. It's like a big cave. Incredible.
Around Fair Isle, there are many caves leading the seawater through the cliffs, creating huge, deep craters like this one. You better watch your step and keep safe.
Hi. Oops. No. None of the ships wants to talk to me. So now we're walking towards kind of village on Fair Isle. This is where all the 48, 50, maybe 60 people live. Off the ground here of sheep and probably some fishery. and yeah, so it's quite an amazing place to live. So if you enjoy your solitude, this is the place for you.
The island is only 4.8 kilometers in length, with car roads leading around to the residence of the only 50 inhabitants. Solitude and isolation in the name of peace is spread out through the crisp clear air, blowing with the wind around the ling-covered hills. At the far south end, a conspicuous tower overlooks the landscape. Here towers the South Lighthouse, guarding ships passing the south part of the island. It was built together with the North Lighthouse and has withstanded bomb attacks and big fires during World War II. Talk about standing your ground in these incredibly harsh environments. Fair Isle is an incredible experience from north to south. It keeps revealing new cliffs, caves and bays, if you dare to go a bit further than the roads and tracks. Just keep exploring.
This seems to be the Fair Isle surgery room. Hi there. You probably don't like me. Nope. Oh, no, not at all.
The tiny community has to be self-sufficient, and a fire truck station provides safety for all the people living here. At least one of the inhabitants found me interesting enough to spend a minute with me. That made my day.
1, 2, 3. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is the supermarket of Fair Isle. And they have all sorts of goodies in there. Ah, it's closed. So that's a really sweet lady in the store there. She helped me with the groceries, and they're gonna bring it all the way to Tessie in 3 hours by car. So yeah, I didn't want to stick the camera in there, but it was only me and her, and kind of awkward. So, but they had everything I needed. So now back to Tessie. The fire truck is on its way to the airport. Probably a plane coming now. And there's some remains of World War II reconnaissance plane. It's lying just over there. I think we need to have a look at that. There it is. Must be the engine blocks. Still sitting here, everything else is gone.
This is actually a German Heinkel 111 H2 weather reconnaissance plane, shot down January 17, 1941 by RAF Hurricanes.
That's a 8-cylinder or something. V-rack. Incredible.
After getting hit, it attempted an emergency landing, but struck a stone fence and 2 out of the 5 crew were killed.
I'll be darned. There is a piece of what looks like the tail part of the plane. That's for sure a wing.
Parts were scattered across a big field. Either the parts had been moved, or it was a very rough landing. The Shetland Coast Guard helicopter suddenly came out of nowhere, doing drills all around the island. At last, I wanted to see the huge Sheep Rock. I put all I got into this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Let the moral of this video simply be to keep exploring, keep adventuring. It's all there, right in front of your nose. for next video.
Incredible island.
We had to leave Fair Isle and seek shelter in Lervik, Shetland,
Very windy morning.
as a big storm was on its way. I took a leap and joined the storm's leftovers into the North Sea
We're doing great.
to get back to Norway.
It's going fast.
King Neptune made sure to keep the pressure just on the limit on the return. I greatly appreciate all sorts of support to keep making these adventures. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, become my patron or make any donation on PayPal. Check out my NBJS merchandise following the link in the video description. I just created a new design for my future explorations. Link to my NBJS Burgess also in the video description. Subscribe to my channel, leave a comment and a like, and I will see you very soon. Erik.